Your phone buzzes. You look. There's nothing there, no message, no notification, just a phantom vibration your brain invented out of thin air. But the real answer for why this happens is far stranger than you think. You've been told it's about willpower. You've been told you just need more discipline. That's not it. Your brain isn't broken. It's working exactly as it was built to work 100,000 years ago, in a world that no longer exists. Picture your ancestors on the savannah. Every rustle in the grass could be food, or it could be a predator. Their brains had one job: scan the environment, constantly, for anything unpredictable. Uncertainty meant danger. Uncertainty also meant opportunity. So the brain evolved a reward system tuned not to certainty, but to the possibility of something new. That system runs your life today. Except now, the rustling grass is a notification icon. In the 1950s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner ran an experiment with pigeons that would end up explaining your phone addiction decades before phones existed. He put pigeons in a box with a lever. Press the lever, get a food pellet. Simple enough. But then he changed the rules. Instead of a pellet every time, the pigeons got one at random intervals. Sometimes after one press. Sometimes after 20. Something unexpected happened. The pigeons didn't press the lever less. They pressed it more. Obsessively. Compulsively. Skinner called this a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, and he found it was the most powerful pattern of behavior he could produce in an animal. Stronger than a guaranteed reward. Stronger than routine. The not knowing was the hook. Does that sound familiar? Every time you unlock your phone, you're pulling that same lever. Sometimes there's a message. Sometimes there's nothing. You never know which one it'll be. And that uncertainty is precisely why you can't put it down. But the story doesn't stop with behavior. It goes deeper into the actual chemistry of your brain. In the 1990s, a neuroscientist named Wolfram Schultz ran experiments on dopamine, the molecule everyone blames for addiction, but almost nobody understands correctly. Dopamine isn't the reward chemical. That's the myth. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. Schultz found that dopamine neurons fire most intensely not when a reward arrives, but in the moment just before you find out if it will. The gap. The maybe. Your brain lights up hardest during uncertainty, not resolution, which means the checking of your phone feels better than what you find on it. Think about that for a second. The device in your pocket isn't rewarding you with information. It's rewarding you with anticipation. And anticipation, unlike information, is infinite. You can never run out of it. There's always another maybe. This is why refreshing an empty inbox feels compulsive. This is why you check an app with no new content, close it, and open it again 10 seconds later. You're not looking for something. You're chasing the feeling of almost finding it. Your ancestors needed this system to survive. A hunter-gatherer who ignored uncertainty didn't live long. The ones who kept scanning, kept checking, kept noticing small changes in their environment, they were the ones who passed on their genes. You are descended from the most vigilant, most curious, most easily hooked humans who ever lived. That instinct kept them alive. It is now being used to keep you online. In the early 2000s, a sociologist at MIT named Sherry Turkle began studying what she called the psychology of connectivity. She interviewed hundreds of people, teenagers and adults, about how they felt about their devices. Almost everyone described the same paradox. They felt more anxious when separated from their phone than when using it. Not happier, not calmer, just less anxious. Turkle argued that many people had stopped seeking connection itself and started seeking only the reduction of the discomfort caused by disconnection. That's a strange kind of relationship to have with a piece of glass and metal. But it makes sense once you see the mechanism underneath it. You're not addicted to your phone. You're addicted to the resolution of uncertainty your phone promises to deliver, one notification at a time. Here's where it gets stranger still. Tech companies did not stumble onto this by accident. Engineers in Silicon Valley studied Skinner's variable reinforcement research directly. Pull to refresh, the gesture where you drag down and the screen bounces before loading new content, was explicitly modeled on the mechanics of a slot machine. The brief pause before the content loads isn't a technical limitation. It's a deliberately engineered gap. built to maximize that dopamine anticipation spike Schultz identified decades earlier. You are not weak for falling for this. You are human. Your brain is doing exactly what evolution built it to do. It's just doing it inside a machine specifically designed to exploit it, refined by billions of dollars and some of the most sophisticated behavioral science on the planet. So what do you do with that? Understanding the mechanism doesn't make it disappear, but it does change your relationship to it. When you feel the urge to check your phone for no reason, that urge isn't really about the phone. It's an ancient alarm system, mistaking a notification light for a rustle in the grass. You can notice that. You can name it. And naming it is often the first step to loosening its grip. Some researchers have found that simply switching a phone screen to grayscale reduces compulsive checking because it strips away the color cues your brain associates with reward. Others have found that moving the phone into another room, even just 10 feet away, drops usage dramatically because the ancient scanning system needs proximity to stay triggered. None of this means the instinct is gone. It never fully goes away. It evolved over millions of years, and it isn't getting deleted by a settings menu. But it can be redirected. The same vigilance that once scanned the savannah for predators can be pointed somewhere else, toward a task, a conversation, a moment you actually want to be present for. Your ancestors couldn't turn off their alertness. They needed it too much. You have something they never had: the ability to recognize the alarm for what it is and choose, sometimes, not to answer it. So the next time your phone buzzes and there's nothing there, remember what's actually happening. It isn't a glitch. It's 100,000 years of survival instinct aimed at a screen instead of a shadow in the grass. Your brain isn't broken. It's just waiting for a rustle that was never really there.